Hi, I'm Josh Williams.
I'm Brian Biley.
I'm Jeff Rappaport.
And this is Metal Rules TV,
where the underground
meets the
playground. Yay!
So, Jeff, who do we have for a guest tonight?
Oh, we have a real special guest. Should I get him?
Yeah, why don't you go get him?
Here. Here, Kingy. Here, Kingy. Here, Kingy.
Oh,
there he is. Oh, look who we have here.
hello. Hi. We have King Fowley from Deceased, and October 31, and
who knows what
Doomstone.
Yeah, Doomstone.
Yeah.
Three's Company Fan Club.
Chipotle.
Only the ones in Virginia. Not Cherry Hill.
All right.
So glad you could make it.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
That's why I was late. I was stuffed on pizza.
Wow, interesting. All right.
Let's see. We want to get this started with a formal introduction, I guess.
We had professional logo cards and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, all right.
I thought for a minute I was on Match Game 75. Looking for Gene Roddenberry. What's his name?
If Jeff were
Wrong guy.
if Jeff were a popsicle, which kind would he be?
If Jeff was a popsicle, I don't know. Was this one word? He'd be a weird sickle.
Yeah.
He's a weird sickle.
So, you guys started Deceased in 1984, is that about right?
That sounds right. Yes, sure does.
Death metal from the grave, as you call it.
Absolutely.
And a band that you said you guys just didn't want to give a fuck, right?
I didn't give a fuck. We took one now. As many as we can get in 1984.
Let's see. The latest album is Surreal Overdose. Came out in June 2011.
That's right. Well, actually, May 13th.
Oh, all right.
Friday the 13th, because we're spooky like that. I can't believe I didn't get one of these cards. I'm walking off the
Well,
set.
you can
have a card.
one of these.
Here.
I don't know if that's going to help you with anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Betty White? I want Betty White on my head.
We're going to choose in the back.
We don't have
one Betty White.
We don't have
Our wrestler episode.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of budget. I'm sorry. I'm going to start with some formal questions.
Sure. Should I put a tie on?
Because we're silly. No, we don't have to get to it. But I read some earlier interviews with you, and you talked about the few demos you guys did in the 80s, and you say that you saw the band grow and learn from mistakes and errors. I was just wondering what maybe some of those lessons might have been, because
plugging our guitars in for the first time. The first one.
That's kind of
just you learn it as you go. I mean, we started off. I originally played bass and sang. We had a drummer named Marcel DeSantos, who was our early drummer, and it was me and him and a guy named Doug Souther. And we started the band, and immediately we noticed that Marcel was more interested in his girlfriend than his drum set. So,
all right.
So I kind of went over to drums. We picked up Mark Adams on second guitar, and we started the band. We were rolling on. We figured that if I was on drums, it'd be a lot easier to continue on than bass. We needed a backbone beat for it. Also, the bass sat for a while. So that was one of our early things, was getting that established, and that's all trial and error and learning. Your friends, who wants to be where, and who's really in it for the long haul and who's not. Something like that. And then musically, we just started writing songs and creating ideas and lyrics and figuring out. Early on, it's the typical End of the World and grave robbing, typical for the death metal kind of thing. And we learned as we went along. We added to it, we subtracted, and kind of got us out of the gate.
Related to that, eventually you moved from drums to just being the frontman, but you still write a lot of the drums.
I still write all the drum parts. This last album, Surreal, I did play drums again.
Okay.
As the Weird Travel On in 2005 was the only album I didn't play drums on, but I wrote all the parts. We had a guy named Dave Scarface Castillo playing drums on that one.
And you have a live drummer,
Eric Mays, who's fantastic. Right? I love Eric.
Okay. So part of that decision to move from playing live drums and just being the frontman, what was that? Is that kind of let's be more traditional kind of band, or is it
after I did it, what happened was when I formed the other band October 31, which originally I didn't want to sing for, I just wanted to play drums and not have to sing, which was what I was doing Deceased. Over time, I sang on the record because we couldn't find anybody we wanted to sing. Sure. And then we had a couple guys come in and try, and one guy was a real good singer but had no stage approach, and one guy was a great stage approach but couldn't sing. And then we had me, who couldn't do either. So I said, perfect. Here's one of our mistakes. We transferred over to October 31. But anyway, So we went and started playing shows, and I loved being out front. It just seemed like it was natural for me. All those years of being on drums and stuck on my ass, stuck to the drum stool, that was not good for me or the drum stool. And so as time went on with Deceased, I said, let's, well, sometimes. Yeah. I got the first demo. Yeah. and so with Deceased, over time, I said, you know what, I just want to go out front of Deceased too. Let's try that. We brought in this guy, Dave Castillo, who had been playing drums for October as well, and he fit right in. And then after that, that was just the way it should be. And I wish I'd done that from day one now. Looking back, I've been doing it for almost 10 years that way now, maybe it is 10 years with Deceased now, and I love it that way. But I still love playing drums and all that stuff, but it's different. I don't like playing live and singing, and plus I had health issues, and maybe you get into that or maybe you won't.
Right.
I had a stroke in 2004, I had a blood clot in my lung in 2002. So I went through some stuff with that, and it was a pain in the ass.
It came from like an airplane trip or something.
Well, they thought at first that it was a blood clot in my lung. Was started in my shin, like a DVT is what they call it, and they thought it traveled up and did that because I'd been over playing in Wacken over in Germany at a festival, and long sitting can happen.
Sure.
That kind of shit happens to Olympians and anybody.
Sure.
And pizza eaters like me too. Yeah, but I'm not the Olympian. In case you're wondering at home.
So it wasn't the pizza.
It wasn't the pizza either.
Yeah.
What it was, they never really found out what it was, but they thought it was from that. So they put me on medicine. I lost 18% of my right lung. That was that was 10 months of hell.
Wow.
And then they put me on Coumadin, which is blood thinner, for 6 months. They took me off it. I had no issues till 2004. One night I went to bed. I woke up. I had a stroke.
Wow.
Again, they tested me for everything. Couldn't find cancers. Couldn't find anything like hereditary factors, anything. It's like proteins in your blood making your blood clot too quick.
Sure.
So I've been on blood thinners since 2004 to the day.
No issues since then.
No issues on blood thinners.
Wow,
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, that's scary. Just like
It's not on wood.
Because I assume there were no like kind of symptoms before that. Just
I had my shin and my calf had blown up like this big, and I thought it was basketball injuries. I never had been bones broken in my life or anything, so I didn't know what it was. I've been playing a lot of basketball at the time, and I was starting to get winded. I've never been winded, as I told you earlier. I'm a war horse.
Right.
Sports. And I was out there, I was like, this sucks. And so I went to a couple of doctors, and the first one said, you're anxious, you got anxiety, that's all it is. That's why you're winded. This thing had gone down then, so I wasn't even bringing this up, but I was still winded.
Right, okay.
I went back another time, they said, you have asthma. They gave me one of the purple Advairs, sorry, I'm not promoting any Advairs or anything. So
they're not paying for the people.
Yeah, I'm not paying.
The show is promoted by Advair.
Yeah. And so they gave me that, and that did nothing either. And then they realized a couple days later that I had a clot had traveled from my calf into my lung.
Wow.
And that started all. I don't wish that on nobody. So if you're having calf pains and it's feverish, keep an eye out.
Wow.
Seriously.
That's crazy.
I had a serious moment on Metal Rules.